Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Michel Yavercovski, Senior Director of Product Management for Pinnacle at Corel. Thank you for joining us, Michel.
Oh, hi, Fred. Thank you for having me.
A brand new version of Pinnacle, the video editing solution at Corel, is out. Give us a little overview about what is new here.
Well, Fred, we have done a lot of this year with Pinnacle Studio 24. First of all, let me remind your listeners that Pinnacle Studio is a product meant for users who really care about having a lot of control of video editing. It's not a professional product, but it's for people who aspire to be able to use a professional product, although we sell it at a consumer price. So this being said, it helps understand why we do certain features in the product or not. Last year, we were extremely successful in introducing a new feature, which is masking, that allowed users to create some very interesting effects with the product. And this year, one of the key new features of Pinnacle Studio 24 is to improve this masking capability by allowing users to really frame by frame define the mask. That allows users on a keyframe, frame by frame basis to define what the mask is. As masking does, it allows to isolate a part of the image, and in this case on the frame by frame basis, to do something with that part of the image. For example, make it transparent so you can see another video that would be below it, or change the color, make some color corrections, or provide some different effects to it, or replace this part of the video with something else. That, for example, if you want to replace a billboard, you can place your own movie on the billboard that way. So this is something that has been extremely well received, being able to do it on a frame-by-frame basis. And we have provided some new tools as well to allow to better do that. And we used to have a painting tool, but we made that painting tool much smarter, and it allows to detect edges. So you can really isolate a person, for example, or an object very easily on the frame-by-frame basis. Another new key feature we have added in the product this year is a brand new title editor. And we not only made it compatible with all the 4K capabilities that exist today, but we gave users a lot of control, again, on a frame-by-frame basis on what they can do with a title. For example, not only can you move an overall title globally on the screen, but you can move lines independently, words independently within a line, and outside of what looks like a line, you can make it go everywhere you want on the screen, and even draw this level of control to a letter-by-letter basis. So you can take any letter in your title, make it move across the screen, rotate, spin, change color, all of that on a frame-by-frame basis. So these are the two key new features we have in Pinnacle Studio 24. There are others meant to help with how easy it is to use the product and how efficient it is to use it. A small feature, for example, that may not look like much is the ability to have comments in your project that allows you to track as you are moving through your project what you have accomplished, what you still have to do, and so on. So this is a small thing, but users have asked for it because it helps them create better results.
Really interesting technology that you've employed here. And tell me about the hardware that's required for people to be able to use a program like Pinnacle Studio 24.
Well, we recommend using a modern computer, one of the latest generations of processors, for example, from Intel. We have a good relationship with Intel, and we work very well with them to optimize the results we get and the performance we get out of their processors and their GPUs. We would want to have enough memory, especially if we deal with 4K, for example, 4K videos. You want to have enough memory available to you, 16 gigabytes, sorry, or 32 gigabytes are a good way to start with that. You can use also NVIDIA cards, for example, and it could be useful in some cases to use an SSD drive as well. You want to probably some storage capability because videos do tend to take a lot of space, and processing them take a lot of space as well. But any, latest generation processors is a really good way to start with video editing.
Tell us about the learning curve. I mean, it's not one of these very simplistic video editors that kind of do everything for you. You do have to learn how to use this. So tell us what you're hearing from your users about the kind of curve there is.
That's an interesting question, because if I give you my own personal experience, when I started looking at the video products at Corel, I was actually feeling more comfortable with another product we have, which is Pinnacle Studio, which targets users who really want to get really good results, but quickly having to have much of a learning curve. And I was a little bit disconcerted by Pinnacle Studio. However, as I've learned to use Pinnacle Studio better, it has become my preferred product. Why? Because I have a lot more controls over what I want to do. And having more controls makes actually using the product easier, not more difficult. But there is a learning curve. We are the first to recognize that. And that's why we offer tutorials and a lot of material for users to get started, so they understand the richness and the capabilities offered to them by the product. So there is always a trade-off. The more richness you have, the more complicated it may look at first. But once you understand how it works, actually you find the product easier to use because you have more flexibility.
Besides 4K, you've talked about the ability to create 4K videos, edit them. You also do 360-degree videos, have that capability there too. So that can be a lot of fun for many people.
Oh, well, it is. There are so many things in the product that depends on what each user wants to do. Let's say you want to capture, you're on a skateboard and you want to capture what you are doing. 360 camera is really ideal because you particularly know where you are pointing the camera. You're just skating. The being able to take part of that video and show the part that you care about to show to your users is really one of the powers available in Pinnacle Studio. So we have something practically for every type of videographer in the product, which is also one of the challenges we have, is to make sure that whatever we do things that address a very large audience with very different needs. You don't have to use all the features in the product, but there certainly are some features that you will care about, and that's what we strive to do all the time.
And there are different ways to save your creations as well, depending on how you want people to see them, right?
Well, of course, depending if you want them to be seen on the phone, or to be seen on the computer, or to be seen on a very large screen on your TV, for example. So you can adapt. You can tailor the output to whatever you need to have for a particular audience. We have actually some years ago restructured the way we can export video in order to make it intuitive. Exporting videos with all the different formats that exist and form factors and so on, it's actually not easy to understand. Even as professionals who spend our time with that sometimes get confused because there are too many choices, too many options. So we really started to change that and make it easier for users to access, to understand how to produce the final video, which is at the end all what we care about, because that's what people see at the end.
You mentioned before the affordability of the product, that this isn't meant to really on the professional end. You've tried to bring it within reach of everyone. So tell us about pricing.
So the product price range, we have 3 versions of the product. We say something about that, in a few seconds. We have the standard version, we have the plus, and we have the ultimate version. So the price ranges from about $50 to $130 list price. Of course, you can usually count depending where you buy it from. Something that is important to keep in mind, which is unusual for most products. Most products, you expect that the lower low-cost versions are going to sell more than the high-end version, right? This is completely the opposite here with this product. We sell more copies, and I say copies, not revenue, right? We sell more copies of Pinnacle Studio Ultimate than the two other versions combined, which shows that the users who are interested in this product and like it prefer to have more functionality than less. It's a really different type of audience than, for example, another product like Video Studio.
Terrific. And for more information, where's the best place to go?
Well, go to pinnaclesys.com, www.pinnaclesys.com, and you will find all the information you need and how to purchase the product. So you will find videos there. You will have access to videos. You will have access to all the list of features of the product, and there are many more than what I have described.
Terrific. And with all of the videos people shoot today with their phones and such, and digital cameras, there's a lot to do here, and a lot to have fun with as well. It's not only creative, but it can be a lot of fun.
Well, I can only encourage your listeners to just take their phone or their cameras and go out and take some videos and then think about what stories they want to tell with those videos. And there is always a story to tell, whether it is about a trip you made to some family members, a trip you make to a nice destination in the mountains or on the sea, or just a personal story, something you want to say about someone you love.
Again, the website is pinnaclesys.com, pinnaclesys.com. Michel Yavercovski, thank you for taking the time with us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C-Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day, and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on C-Crane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love C-Crane.